Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Stryftek, and I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. Is it worth your time? On trial today, Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Released in September 2021 on the Epic Store for PC and the PlayStation Store for the PS4 and PS5, this is the first and only game made by EmberLab. Now, if that name rings a bell, that's because 4 years ago, they went viral with this incredible animation.
Here, at the end of things, I can still feel its power. When I found it, I could sense the doom of a dark omen brewing. And now, that imp has it.
Now, this has just been a snippet of the full video. If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend you go and watch it. Link in the description. Anyhow, they began as an animation and digital content studio, but they took a chance and went indie with this game. Let's see how that pays off.
Why have you come?
I sense suffering here, Spirit. Do you need help?
You know nothing of suffering. This is my home, my village. Turn back, spirit guide.
You are a spirit guide named Kena. You help spirits move on who are still tied to this land. This involves finding relics and information about the spirit and then bashing them with your staff. You enlist the help of little creatures called rot. And you'd find them where you typically find something rotting, under a tree, under a rock, etc. Rotting is a natural part of the life cycle, so is moving on to the next life. So for the rot to do its work, the land has to be cleared of corruption. So they fight with you in order to do so. Now, not only are these extremely valuable companions, they're also really cute.
Oh, thank you.
As you begin the game, you start without knowing Kena's main goal, just that she wants to get to the mountain shrine. And that's one of my bigger complaints, is you don't get a lot of Kena's story until like the very end of the game. Don't get me wrong, it's well paced and it's a really good story. I just really wanted to know more about the main character you were playing, her motivation, her past life, so on and so forth. What you do get is great, I just wanted more. You've played this game before. This is a quote from an article by Polygon. Now, I don't agree with the vast majority of this article, but that one sentiment did fit. There isn't anything new or groundbreaking here. This isn't going to create its own genre like Dark Souls did. Generally speaking, Kena played it very safe with its gameplay. They used tried and true gameplay elements that you see across many other games. So you could compare this to its contemporaries like God of War, Breath of the Wild, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon Zero Dawn, etc. But you shouldn't. Santa Monica Studios, Nintendo, Sucker Punch Games, Guerrilla Games, these are all AAA titans who have released many games. This is a first from EmberLab, an indie developer, and they really knocked it out of the park. I played this game on the highest difficulty allowed for the first run through and found it to be just a ton of fun. The game constantly builds upon itself. You're given a new mechanic and slowly introduced to it, but then it just gets harder and harder and just so much more fun to use. And then when I thought I had seen it all, gotten all the upgrades, they gave me something new again. I did run into a bug here and there, but it was nothing game breaking and totally excusable. One of them was actually downright hilarious. They probably figured that no idiot would be jumping around during this epic cinematic moment. But here I am, jumping around in this epic cinematic moment. But beyond that, everything was just rock solid in this game. EmberLab's really leaned into this, and it shows. This game is gorgeous. Now, you probably could have guessed that the people that made this would make a gorgeous game. But they just went above and beyond. The art style works so well with the themes they're trying to convey, and they really pulled out this cute aesthetic while leaving it real enough for the darker themes to come through. I only have one complaint, and it's the pre-rendered cinematics. You'd be playing the game, everything looking smooth, crisp, and just gorgeous, but then you'd enter a new area and get this pre-rendered cinematic, and it was just so choppy. This is because they were rendered at 24 frames, maybe 30 frames a second. Now, this likely wasn't as noticeable on PS4s and PS5s because you're already playing at 30 frames a second. But on PCs where you're hitting 60 plus and then you jump into this 24 frame cinematic, it was very jarring. I'd suspect those on the PS5 who use the performance mode would also run into this jarring effect going from the 60 then dropping all the way down to the 24. Now, this is being nitpicking. I understand that the pre-rendered cinematics were done on purpose because there were some things you couldn't do in-engine as well, but it would be really cool if EmberLab could just come back and re-render those at 60 for the PS5 performance mode and PC. But again, I'm nitpicking at this point. As you can hear, this just sounds amazing. So, is it worth your time? Oh yes, very much so. Kenna's story is a beautifully woven tapestry of incredible graphics, a stupendous soundtrack, and some solid gameplay. You will absolutely enjoy the time you spend with this, and at the price of $40, it's totally a steal. Hopefully this is just the beginning for EmberLab, and I really hope we get to explore more of Kenna's world. My name's been Stryftek, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, by all means, feel free to click that like and subscribe button. That'll let me know to make more videos, and that'll let YouTube know to show my videos more. And I'll see you next time on Is It Worth Your Time?